Anderson likes to go to the body, does good body work.
There's the guy in the audience, James Toney, who is one of the best body punchers in the business. He's hoping to tattoo Roy Jones's body a little bit in November.
That is one of the great fights scheduled. So many times boxing gets the rap of the top guys don't fight each other. There you have two guys in their prime.
Yeah, that should be a lot of fun. And a big part of what Tony needs to do is what Mosley's been doing, which is work that body. And the jab of Mosley right now, and he's even mixing it up downstairs and upstairs.
Well, it's been a very impressive performance by Shane Mosley to this point. We come to the end of this third round. It is scheduled for 10. Mosley out of Pomona, California, 14-0 with 13 knockouts. And right now he's just controlling Louis Ramirez.
A graphic example of how the jab of Shane Mosley is working. And I mean, those are strong jabs pushing the head back of Louis Ramirez.
And we start this fourth round, 10 rounds in the lightweight division. Shane Mosley and Louis Ramirez. Mosley, an outstanding amateur career, 285 wins, 15 losses. He was Vernon Forrest's backup for the 1992 Olympic team. Vernon out of Atlanta, Georgia. Had Atlanta's own Evander Holyfield in his corner, but it wasn't enough in Barcelona.
You and I broadcast those Olympics and sat through some of the most bizarre and strangest decisions and most disappointing performances that Americans have seen in a long time.
Well, right now, we cannot be disappointed with the performance of Shane Mosley. He's worked the body. He's gone up top. He's used his combinations, used his hooks. And take a look at the jab total, something you've touched upon a lot, Al.
Yeah, we're landing 51%, and those are strong jabs that are getting through. Those are not light jabs. And Ramirez, who really needed that punch when he came into this fight, has not had it. Now, they talk about Mosley in the West Coast here. A lot of really excellent young lightweights and junior lightweights out here. Of course, Rafael Ruelas, who has the IBF lightweight championship. Oscar De La Hoya, the WBO junior lightweight championship. Hernaro Hernandez, who has the WBA junior lightweight. They're all hovering around each other in that weight division. And even Gabriel Ruelas, the junior lightweight who is going to fight Jesse James Leija this next week. These are a lot of good young lightweight fighters here on the West Coast.
Yeah, if you want to include the Southwest, dip down to New Mexico, we have Danny Romero coming up in our main event, the NABF flyweight champion. There's another left hook by Mosley, and he's just peppering away at Ramirez. Doubling and tripling with him. I like his composure. He seems just Mosley going right about his game plan at this point.
And the interesting thing is, Ramirez shows you that he's a skilled fighter. He's not a powerful fighter, and I don't think he's able to move as much as he wants and box as well against Mosley. He's shown flashes of it, but he's a tough, gritty guy, and that's why he's been able to take the punishment Mosley's given him, and still punching, still throwing decent combinations, but Mosley just doing a better job.
And there is some swelling under that right eye of Ramirez. It has been just attacked by the left hand of Mosley.
I have to confess, and I saw Mosley as an amateur, I forgot, or he didn't at that time maybe, have his punishing a jab as he is showing in this fight. It's really spectacular.
Well, we come to the end of round number 4. We're live from Los Angeles, California.
Round ended, Ramirez switched to lefty. Now, if I were him, I'd do it again. Let's face it, you're in a desperate situation here. Shane Mosley's the more talented fighter. You can see that. Why not go to lefty and see if you can disrupt his rhythm? Because he's got everything going his way. This is a time when if you were a left-hander, which Ramirez is, I would employ that.
We'll take a look here at the punches through 4 rounds, and you see the efficiency of Mosley, 53%. Ramirez not able to land much. He's blocking some shots, but Mosley has just been the aggressor. But you mentioned switching to southpaw, Al. The only problem is Ramirez's right eye is really swollen below. If he switches to southpaw, does that expose it more?
Not really, because you got the right hand right up there. And also you have to assume Mosley's jab isn't going to land as much.
Here's Al's scorecard. Gee, what a surprise you have a shutout.
What a shock. It is indeed a shutout. Those punch numbers look like the Johnson-Goldwater election returns.
Mosley's corner yelling out as Ramirez tried to shake and bake with his head. The body does not move. Meaning continue the body attack, but right now Mosley doing whatever he wishes. You have to be impressed with the way Mosley, who is 23 years of age and still young in his professional career, has gone about his business.
Okay, right there. Hold your foot. Break it.
He's shown an ability, as you look at the eye of Ramirez and how it's been punished. Mosley's shown the ability to fight on the outside and the inside, which is impressive. And I have to say that what will make this performance a better one for Mosley is that Ramirez shows no signs of giving up. He's throwing lots of punches, lots of combinations, and trying, even though he doesn't have the power to contend with Mosley. Technique of Shane Mosley is excellent, though. Mosley might have gotten a thumb in the eye right there.
Mosley has recorded 4 fifth-round knockouts. There's an uppercut that rocked back the head of Ramirez.
Boy, looking at Shane Mosley here, I have to tell you, I'd love to play a little matchmaker. Love to see him in against a Rafael Ruelas or an Oscar De La Hoya or a Gennaro Hernandez.
All right, hold it there. Hold on.
Ramirez doing the smart thing there and holding on a little bit. Shane Mosley in total control. He is in the gold trunks as we come to the end of this 5th round here at the Grand Olympic Auditorium. Glad you can join us on ESPN's Top Rank Boxing. More action after this timeout.
Right, he has a good right uppercut, but not necessarily a good left uppercut. He showed you how good his was right there.
Let's see if he can build upon that here in round number 6. It is a game Louis Ramirez out of Houston, Texas in the blue. Just a matter of if he can last all 10 rounds. Or will Mosley just wear him down?
You see in the last round, Ramirez didn't have that bad a round. That was probably the most punches he's landed in a round. But look at Mosley, still hovering around 50%. And landing some hard punches.
Well, there's a left hand that rocked back Ramirez's head. And Mosley just going to work.
I'm going to tell you, in the lighter weight division, I have not seen a body puncher like Shane Mosley in a long time. And you're going to see one in Danny Romero in our main event. Of course, he's much lower at flyweight. But, I mean, you'll see his body punching. This body punching by Mosley is as good as you're going to see anywhere. And I think more young boxers are concentrating on it more. It's easy for me to say, wasn't it? You know what I meant. They're doing it more. That was what I was going to say.
Well, we'll get Manuel Jesus Herrera's translator here.
Maybe you can help me out.
Get that. Tell you what,
he won't know the language I was speaking.
I'm impressed with Ramirez because he has taken some shots. And not just one shot, but combinations, body shots.
Oh.
It keeps coming forward.
I am cringing at these body shots. Just sitting here at ringside. You folks at home can feel them, you know, from these shots you get that are close up, and you can hear it from our microphones. But when you're sitting here at ringside, those body shots, you just almost feel them. Ramirez is in such a tough spot. On the inside, Mosley's eating him up, and on the outside, he's having a problem as well. So, where do you go? Possibly Sacramento.
Oh, good right hand by Mosley.
These are huge shots. Look at Ramirez. Boy, Luis Ramirez, you got to give him all the credit in the world.
One thing, Ramirez is going to get some further work down the line. Some promoter is going to watching this or see a tape of this, and he's the kind of guy you put in there, and he gives you an honest day's effort.
Well, yeah, and he's not that he's a bad fighter. He's just not a big puncher, and he's in there against a very big puncher. And most guys would have been out by now. Ramirez has hung in there.
Well, Shane Mosley continues to get better as we come to the end of round 6. Just handling